if I could try to put this in really simple terms, when you look at the average mill that have their grinding machines and the kernels pass through the grinders and it crushes the kernel and it takes out and it allows the flour to come out, and then that gets sifted and it goes through a few passes of grinding to grind the kernel into a white fine powder that's flour. And you sift out the bran and the germ. That process of grinding and sifting in the average mill is only a few different passages. It will pass through the machine a few times. And we could say 3, 4, 5, 8. And I can tell you in Italy, they tend to do that grinding and passaging of goods, of the kernels, more than we do almost anywhere else in the world. They'll pass it through more times. And they will do it a little slower because it protects the inherent qualities. I don't want to damage the protein in the wheat, and I don't want to damage the starch, and I want to have more consistent granulation. Caputo goes another step farther, and they pass it through their grinding. Almost every flour they make goes through 25 passages. So we say they have a mill that's really, really, really long. Think about it in those terms. Short, meaning a lot of grinding really hard in a short period of time, versus slower over a long period of time, over a lot of passing. So not great for yield, because in 1 hour, it takes you longer to grind a pound of flour than it does in another style mill. But it's really good for quality because you don't damage the product. You treat it a little more gently, and you do a little bit of you have a little more care, let's say, inside your process. Regardless of where the wheat comes from, that's not going to cause a premium on the flour. What causes a premium on the flour is the fact that you buy the best wheat in the world, so you pay more than other millers. A lot of the people who use our product, those are the destination places. People are Caputo customers, that are Orlando customers. They're sought out by their customers. You know, like you go to eat pizza, a place you like to eat pizza. You don't go because it's cheap, and you don't go because it's easy.
That's so true. One of my favorite pizzerias, State of Mind Public House, Lars Smith,
Great
just started making the Romanas.
Great guy.
And uses Caputo Super Nuvola.
Yeah, he's awesome, and his wife too.
Yeah.
Like that. Great couple. And you know, when you express, like, I take my hand, you know, I tell you, for me, the import side is easy. The restaurateur world is the most complicated world. I give so much credit to these artisans because they're artists, right? And because they're really, I mean, their canvas and their brush is like what they can create with their hands, and just by buying some ingredients. And when you see, if they make it, because this is a hard business, but you see people pour their, you know, blood, sweat, and tears, and if they stick to it and can be successful, like, it's awesome the way food quality in America has gone through the roof. And I think we have the best pizza in the world in America. To me, hands down.
Wow. That's a big statement.
I believe it. People here they try harder, they study more. Don't get me wrong, there's some great places. You can go to Tokyo and have killer pizza, and certainly, of course, in Italy. But in America, there's a value added now that, you know, that you can get paid. People will compensate you. People will pay you for your product if it's really on another level. And that encourages people to get involved in the industry and want to do something that's hard, that takes a lot of R&D also. And so I think we're constantly upping the bar here. It's really cool to watch. The last few years have been really, not COVID aside, the last couple of years have been interesting, you know? So I mean 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I have to agree. And I think, to maybe quote John Arena again, I think he said we're in the golden age of pizza. It's beautiful what's happening. And there are so many more people getting involved in pizza. So new ideas are coming out left and right, and new styles and new methods. And, you know, we're seeing a focus on bread baking, or bread bakers coming into the fold and upping the techniques that we use. And I feel like it's only going to continue to grow as we share more information.